Righto, first question. Do you remember your first cricket memory, and can you tell us what it is?
I think the earliest memory I have of playing the game is with my dad chucking balls and me just having a plastic bat and just smashing them. That's very special to me because I've been told since I had any understanding of things, I've just held a cricket bat and started swinging at balls. So yeah, that's my first memory.
I picked up a cricket bat as soon as I could, hold one, and I never just wanted to put it down. My old man up at the nets throwing me balls, used to bowl to me every afternoon after school, and just progressed through the ranks. So always wanted to be a cricketer, and yeah, I guess here we are. What do you recall of the 2008 Under-19s World Cup, and was this when you knew cricket was going to be your career, or did you know earlier than that?
I always knew that I wanted to play the game at the highest level, and the time that I really thought I'm definitely going to make this a career is when my father passed away, and that's the time I realized I've got to get serious about this and actually make it a proper commitment. My focus cannot shift, and I just became single-minded from then on, like focused to just play for India and play for a long time. I didn't even think that I'm gonna get dropped from the team or anything like that. It was like pure motivation and the will to just move forward. But I think our first interaction was at the academy. The few guys, Matthew Wade was there.
Yep.
Steve O'Keefe,
yep.
Uzi.
That's it.
That was a fun
Good memory.
Time.
Good memory.
I loved it. I loved that camp. Yeah.
What do you see as that first innings or match where you felt like you belonged at the international level?
It was a game against West Indies at Johannesburg, and I was just waiting, padded up, and the first ball he bowled was 153 clicks, and I was like, how the hell am I gonna ever score runs at this level? But then, yeah, he hit me first ball on the bicep, a short ball, and then I don't know why, he bowled me a slower ball the next ball, and I hit it for 4, and I got relaxed, and then I scored, I think, 80 odd not out.
Yeah.
That was my first man of the match as well. Then I thought, okay, if I can do this more often, I'm surely I can go on for a long time at this level. When you came into the international circuit, Shane Warne had just retired. Given you a bowling leg spin, do you remember what that early expectation was, and how did you handle it? Because I remember you at the academy doing your 1-2 and going through your leg spin action properly, and everyone was like, this guy's the new Shane Warne and he's gonna, you're like, wow. And then now 10 years later you have it 16 test cricket. So I want to know how you made that change as well.
No, I love bowling, particularly when I was bowling well. I loved it, but leg spin just takes so much work. Training wise, it's too much time to focus on fielding, which I love doing, batting and bowling all at the same time. And I just wanted to face balls, I just wanted to bat the whole time.
Yeah, I heard you bat for 3 out of those 4 hours. So
sometimes
it makes sense to let go of bowling.
What prompted you to approach the Indian crowd and ask them to stop booing me when we played our World Cup match? I appreciate that, by the way. I think I remember I sent you a message that night saying, mate, thanks for that. That was top class.
To me, there was an incident that happened, and you guys realized obviously what had happened, and you came back after a long time, having gone through everything that you had to. And I feel like in life nothing can be that permanent, and I just felt like it's not fair to target an individual personally, because as much as you play against each other, there's a human side to things as well. And at the end of the day, we're here chatting now. We do have a chat, I mean, a few times during the IPL as well.
Yeah.
So there's always instances where you're going to keep meeting individuals. Yes, you're competitive on the field, but you don't want to go nasty as such, So yeah, that is one of the things which I realized. Long term, like, you do realize the importance of things from a larger perspective, and I felt like, that wasn't right to do that in that moment. Who will score the most runs, most wickets, and who will take more wickets, you or Marnus Labuschagne, if Tim Paine gives you the ball?
Oh.
From your team.
Who will score the most runs?
Yeah. I know you'd like to be that guy. But
Of course. I don't know. Most wickets. Let's hope I don't bowl. If I bowl, you guys are playing some pretty good cricket, I reckon. But I think it's going to be a great series. I think we've got 2 really good pace attacks going at it. Virat, some predictions. Most wickets, most runs in this series, and will you retain the Border Gavaskar Trophy?
We'd love to, because last time around it was a great series for us. I know you and David didn't play, but we still played against this bowling attack, which was as lethal as you've had in the last few years.
Yeah.
now that you guys have even stronger squad, allows us to test ourselves again in these conditions and see how good we have been as a team over the last, you know, one and a half years or so. So yeah, look, most runs, I don't know. I mean, it could be anyone. I'm quite excited to see how Jinx goes, because I think he's someone who'll enjoy the responsibility of captaining when I'm away, and
he's played well here in the past. He
has played well, and I think it's his time to really step up, and I think he'll relish that opportunity. But the one guy I'm really looking forward to seeing bat here is Hanuma Vihari. I think he's a quite solid player and quite exciting and coming up.
Obviously, unfortunate you're only here for one test, but also credit to you for making that decision to go home and be with your wife for the birth of your first child. I think it's a milestone, and I'm sure you've had a lot of pressure to stay and play and stuff. But as you said before, we're human beings and have lives outside of cricket, and I'm sure you'd be kicking yourself if you miss the birth of your first child.
The best thing is we have crowds here, which is, as you rightly pointed out, it's amazing. I've always been a fan of playing in front of crowds, and even in the IPL it was a bit strange initially not to have anyone in the stadium. So yeah, it's a great boost for everyone playing and watching, and thanks for your wishes for the birth of our child as
well.
Mate. It's a decision that was absolutely clear in my mind. I mean, as committed as you are to play for your country, this is a very, very special moment in life, and something that you want to be there for at any cost, and it's a blessed time, and we're very excited for it.
A lot of Australian fans got announced to you with your ODI 100 against Sri Lanka in Hobart. I remember that one. That was a serious knock. Is that your best or favourite innings? If not, which one is? There's been a few.
In ODI cricket there's been a few, but I think that was the start of me really feeling like, okay, now I can probably go on and play the way I want to play at this level. So that really gave me confidence, saying, okay, hold on, if I can do it against the likes of Malinga and the best in the world, then surely I can keep doing this more and more. The one that's more special to me was straight after, like a month and a half after, was in the Asia Cup against Pakistan, where I got 183 against all these guys. You know, the Pakistan team, we were chasing 330 and we chased it down, and that really told me, okay, hold on, this is going somewhere which I wanted to go. But I mean, you might not like it. I want to point out my most favourite is that T20 we played in Mohali.
Jeez, that was some knock, yeah.
I don't know. It was literally like I went into a trance mode. Like, you feel like things are looking difficult, and then you just think about committing to what the team needs. And I still don't understand how it happened till date. And it was like everything I was hitting was going into gaps, and I just went into a zone which even I couldn't break down after. So I felt like that was so special, because it's rarely you get into that kind of space while batting when you're under pressure and everything's coming off. Okay, my turn. Many people would say that the 100 you scored versus England in Perth in 2013 announced you to the Aussie fans. Do you agree? And the second part is, and looking back now, do you still wonder how you did it, given you changed your technique mid-innings?
They were bowling some shorter stuff, and I was struggling to get out of the way of it, Broad and Stokes in particular. So I thought, geez, I need to get myself in a bit of a better position to, one, play the pull shot, or two, get out of the way of the ball. So I thought, why don't I go to Midland leg and just go a bit back and across my stumps, get myself in a good position. And I started doing it, and they'd pitch a few up and I'd be able to get my weight through the ball, and when they bowled short I was getting in good positions and pulling well.
I never had anyone point out something drastic in my technique. It was always about self-realization and what I felt like I wanted to work on. So was it similar for you? Like instinctively you felt like, I'm going to do this to get myself into better position?
Yeah, it was. I think part of playing in different conditions and stuff, you have to adapt and play. You know, you can't play the same everywhere, I think. So I think you probably do the same. You adapt to what's in front of you and how you need to play. So for that, at that point in time, I felt getting in that position was going to be beneficial, but it was for a certain ball, but then everything just clicked into place. So when they bowled full, I was in good position to defend. I was leaving well. I knew where my off stump was. I could get my weight through the ball. So that was a big change for me. But yeah, of course, you've got to adapt to all different conditions, don't you? In the 2014-15 series here in Australia, you and I both made 4 Test centuries each. Can you take us inside what it was like for you that series individually, and what it feels like for you to be in the zone or feeling like you're not going to get out?
It's funny because I visualized for 2 months, and then we prepared so much to play the first test, and then I walk in, I think 4 balls before lunch, and Mitchell Johnson hit me first ball in the head, and I just stood there thinking, I prepared for 2.5 months, and the first ball hits me on the head. It's like, what the hell is going on? But then you either go fight or flight. I just told myself I'm going to start taking him on now.
Yeah.
Because he was probably in his best bowling form. Yeah. So I made a decision there that okay, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to take the game forward, and let's see what happens. And yeah, we just found out a bit about ourselves as a test side. How did you learn to adapt and absorb the reaction from the crowd at the World Cup when you played your first international match back from your year off?
I just love the noise, regardless of what people are saying or doing. If it's negative towards me, it's just noise.
Yeah.
And I love that there's noise there and people are watching you. And I like obviously there was a lot of negative stuff towards me when I first came back, and I like to prove people wrong, stay in a positive mindset, and just, I'm out there doing what I love and playing the game of cricket. So just go out and play and have fun and just enjoy it. Do you get the sense that there is some form of expectation from the Indian fans and the cricketing world every time you bat, and how do you deal with that?
I've always felt like if I focus on that too much, then I won't be able to play one ball, because then you're thinking of so many expectations. And there's a reason why they expect things from me, is because I can do good things on the field, which eventually give them happiness if we win.
Yeah.
So my job is to focus on the skill, and the after stuff will take care of itself. The result, the adulation or criticism, whatever from people is a later result. So I can't think of it while walking out of bat, but the expectations, the amount of fans that we have all over the world, not just in India, it's not humanly possible to focus on that. No chance.
Yeah, that's great, mate. Rightio.
Cheers.
Thanks for having a chat, mate.
Cheers.
Brilliant.